Hello and welcome to some more Train Simulator 2020 content, where today we're going to be taking a Rail Express Systems Class 86 from Peterborough to Doncaster, working the mail train which originated in London. Where are we? There we are. Scenario I've done in my own time before, and thought it'd be worth sharing with you guys. Let's get a shuffle on. So, if you would like to help support the channel, you can do by donating to the PayPal link found down below. Any and all funds go immediately back into the channel to help better the content, not only from this, but for other projects I have in the pipeline. Additionally, if you have any route recommendations or trains you would like to see me drive, please do let me know and I will see what I can do for you. I did look at this summer sale. To be fair, there's not really a huge amount of things I'm after, realistically. So, 86261 will be our chariot for today. Evening driver, get yourself settled in and depart as soon as you are ready / able to. Well, we've got a bit of a wait before we do anything else, because we have Regional Railways 158 now heading out. 158843. And then over there, 31, 31, 31, 47, and 47 413. So you've got BR large logo blue, Intercity Swallow, then a couple of the Rail Freight Dutch liveried 31s. Then you've got some sector liveried 47s down in the distance. So it's going to be a 79-mile journey that we're going to be undertaking. Stick that one. I might as well get the instrument light swapped on while I'm here. There we go. So we have an Intercity 225 set coming in, and if we look down this way, we have another one coming down that's going to be passing us. And to 1015 leading. I have to sit in the cab for the initial departure because I need to ensure that I don't go into the red when we go, because if I get that those bars up in there, it means we start wheel slipping. So I just need to be very careful in what I do. Unfortunately, in order to get the train moving, weirdly, I've got to give it full power and then immediately bring it back down again. So it's going to be a fun one. Strange, we've got a bit of movement going off in the cab already. We haven't even moved anywhere yet, unless the driver just getting himself comfy. Okay. Right then. So you can see, 60% we get nothing. 100% is when we suddenly start getting all the life kicking into the girl, so I really have to start playing with that, just to ensure that we get enough in there. And what I don't want to do is have that drop to 0. If that drops to 0, then we have an indeterminately long wait before I can start pulling off and doing anything. Of course, I also need to just be wary of the speed we're doing as well, so I just need to match the amount of power I'm putting through the system. See, that's now dropped to 0, which is it's concerning. I don't really know if. No, that's fine. We still have some life in the girl, so still got power in there. As long as I don't. If I drop this to 0, then it's a different story entirely. I can have it in the yellow. That's not a problem. I just can't afford to have it go in the red. I can whack it to 100% once we get past a certain speed, because that means the amps going through the system aren't going to basically blow a circuit. Other issue is, because I'm chasing this 225 set, means that there are going to be some signals that will be against me, even though the 225 set will be going significantly faster than me. As long as I go slow enough to start with, then we should be okay. Another regional railways 158 coming down. Okay, we've now got 2 signal blocks, so what I will do, I'm going to give it full beans. Hopefully, I don't think that might just stop. Yep, so we were going fast enough with enough amps in the system to ensure that we can give it 100%. Now we can just keep on accelerating without any issues. Don't be concerned of that. It's just an energising, zesty drink for me. So you can see, we're in the green quite comfortably now, so haven't got too much to worry about. So what we're doing now, we're going past Warrington Junction, the site of where there is extensive work taking place in the East Coast Mainline. So you can see we're starting to actually slow down in terms of our acceleration. I don't actually believe that during the course of our journey we go anything above 100 miles an hour. Nice little mixed, colourful rake of coastal Mark 1s. Let's just zoom out a bit. Right on there for the time being. Here it's going past Tallington level crossing. And we're doing breakneck speeds. So we've got a freight train coming down. I'll hop in the cab for a spell, seeing it's significantly quieter in here than it is outside. In case people are wondering, no, I'm not running the enhancement pack for the Class 86. I'm probably not going to buy it, for the simple reason that I don't use the 86 enough. I've probably used it 2-3 times since I've ever had this game. I don't drive the 86 all that much. Along with the 87, to be fair, the only time I drive them, really, is when I'm doing scenarios for you guys. I don't actually drive them in my own time. So, because of that, I shan't be buying the enhancement packs for it, simply because I won't be getting my money's worth. Like the 47 and the HST Valentas, then yeah, obviously I've gone and bought those because I use them a lot more. I will be doing a few more scenarios with the 86s and the 87s, but not enough to really warrant getting the packs. Which is why I got the packs for the 90s, because of the scenarios that came with them, and I'll be getting the Freightliner 90s as well at some stage. The next video I do with the Class 90 will be the Great Eastern Mainline from London Liverpool Street to Ipswich. And then the next 86 that I'm going to be doing is going to be along the West Coast Mainline. I think it's going to be, I'm sure that scenario does go from Carlisle to Glasgow Central. But the next scenario after this is going to be a late night running 225 set. I think I start from Doncaster to Peterborough. Okay, lean out the back of the window. Another 47 coming down. The petroleum sectored livery class 47. Okay, so we're 63 miles away, but what we do is when we hit Doncaster, we actually go essentially around the divergent bit and then come up through the freight yard. But we've got a while to go before we hit that one just yet. First off, we have to make our way through Grantham. I'll probably spend the majority of the journey inside the cab so I can actually hear myself more than anything else. Because the 86 and the 87 are both very, very loud. I can't actually remember what trains we do pass during our journey. All I know is that once we get to Retford, we actually have to stop and allow the 225 set to depart from Retford and continue its journey in front of us. something up there? No. That was wishful thinking. You sit inside one of the postal cars. Mix it up with the mail. You can actually hear the wind whistling past the cab. Quite reminiscent of what's going on outside my window today. $115 limit coming up. I'm pretty confident I'm not going to be affected in any way, shape or form, as we have a 225 about to pass us. Excellent. Okay, so we're not a million miles away from Grantham at this stage. It did sound quite nice going through the tunnel, I must admit. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll drop the amps down and we'll do a bit of braking as well as. We'll actually shut that off completely. We'll drop the amps to 0. And if we zoom up, you can see the 225s up there. In fact, I believe she is just in the process of leaving Grantham. Peace and quiet. In fact, nope, she is actually still stuck in Grantham, so don't know how long we're going to be here for. But this is going to be the theme of the journey. Now we're just on tick over. There she goes. We'll do just sit in the cab and wait. Okay. Right, now, hopefully. Right, there we go. Full beans. Drop it down a tad. Yep, both are good, so we keep accelerating. And then we'll just keep an eye on things from there. Okay, so let's do that. Drop it to 60. We'll accelerate slowly. Just see what happens when we go past or come up to the next signal. Blunt end 91 coming down. Now what I'll do is just keep an eye on that signal. If I see it's red, I can drop it down and I can stop in time. This is what I had to do previously. Nope, we're green. Okay, that's cool. Is that for us? Yeah. Yeah, that's for us. I hope. Yeah, that's for us. Right, so. Up to 100. Keep an eye on that. And drop down. Get to a certain speed, then I know I can whack it to 100. And then we should be okay. Right, if we do it from about 50 miles an hour, then that should be okay for us. Just keep an eye on that. Excellent. Okay. Right, keep the power up. And keep going now. Okay, so we've got 49 miles to go. None of these speed limits are going to affect me in the slightest. It's a shame that postal trains aren't more frequent nowadays. We used to see them everywhere. Especially the ones that used to run from, the likes of Penzance into London on a weekly basis. Now it's all done by road. But hopefully these new plans brought in, or proposed at least, by GBRF, we'll start seeing, I'm going to use the phrase postal trains, in air quotes, more frequently. And I'm categorising everything under the banner of postal. But I'm led to believe that I saw a picture somewhere that GBRF actually trialled a London North Western Railway Class 319 with a couple of trolleys on it to reenact taking these trolleys on and off the trains at different stations. In fact, I'm sure I saw it somewhere. In fact, no, I did see it somewhere. It's not even a thing. I did see it. So whether or not they're going to be using redundant 319s at some point for these sort of things, or they're just basically seeing how it functions, I don't know. Because their initial idea was to have redundant HSTs running along as basically 100-mile-an-hour parcel trains, or 125-mile-an-hour express freight trains. Something else is coming down. We'll do our little usual spot, sit outside, and it's a HST. Excellent. We'll hop back inside the cab again just because it is so much more peaceful. cruising along a steady 93.2 miles an hour. Don't think we're going to be making any land speed records anytime soon. At least it's a smooth run this time. Most of the time when I'm in these trains, I'm being chucked left, right and centre, and it looks like the thing's about to do the old truffle shuffle off the line and find a field to go and plough somewhere. So it's quite a welcome relief to be able to look at this and not be following going, whoa, motion sickness. $100 limit coming up. I think I might be okay with this. I've just got a sneaky suspicion I could be absolutely fine. This should be going through Newark Northgate. It is, so what we're going to do, we're going to run up here. We're going to plonk ourselves just here. And then do once more, quickly up to the junction up here, or the diamond crossing. Let's go to about here. Here works. Nice. Okay, so the next station to pass through will be Retford, where we will be held to allow the Intercity service to continue northwards. A bit wobbly leading into the corner, but nothing too dramatic. Okay, so just under 32 miles to go. Seating's quite comfortable. I'm loving the old school telephone. Used to have one of those, I remember. Arch enemy to the railway train is the lorry. Road haulage. Why did I say railway train? What else is it going to be? It's not going to be like a railway aeroplane, is it? Okay, so after a brief period where I'm just sat here staring and slowly falling to sleep, we're 26.5 miles away from Doncaster, or Doncaster, as it's properly known, but I like to say things incorrectly, so it's not Doncaster, it's Doncaster in my eyes. Mind you, it doesn't matter because you get every single town, city and village in the UK pronounced completely differently, A, by the locals that live there and then by people that live in other areas of the country, so it's all down to interpretation. I've always called it Doncaster myself. So, 47 coming down. With a very lengthy rake of VGA wagons, very, very nice indeed. A little bit jumpy coming out the corner, but nothing that's too dangerous, extreme. Just thinking we can't be too far away from Retford at this stage. Got to be a couple more miles, I would have thought. I really do think you can take this corner at 125 without any real problems. I'm sure that additional 10 miles an hour is not going to make a great deal of difference. You're basically right on top of the crossing by the time you sound your horn, so I'm surprised I've not got out a little bit further back. You'd like to think that basically by the time you get to that level crossing, or that foot crossing, that the people there would actually hear the train on the rails. You'd like to think it. Doesn't necessarily mean that's always going to be the case. Okay, right. Shut that down. Start braking. You see the 225 set is now leaving Retford. Okay. Another chance just for the train to cool itself down. I really do not like Retford Station. I filmed here once before, and really, once is going to be enough for me. I hate it. It wouldn't be so bad if this fence still existed, but now it doesn't. Now it's about the size of, well, basically it covers the entire train. You have to stand on a bench to look over anything. It's just wretched. Absolutely wretched. Okay. Ooh, there's the wheel slip. There we go. Just keep an eye on it. Just knock it down a tad, just so we can keep an eye on the acceleration. Looks like we'll be fine. I kind of want to let it get to 2 signal blocks ideally before I open up the taps once again. And it has done. So taps can be opened. Now normally I let it get to 50 before I accelerate to 100. So let's just see what this does. Nope. Okay, that's fine. It brought it back down with enough time. So now as we keep on accelerating, we'll have plenty of signal blocks ahead of us for the 225 set to gain an advantage, and then we just have to keep an eye out for our final approach into Doncaster when we hit the avoidance lines and come up through the freight yard. Green. There we go. So we've got 15 and a bit miles to go. More road haulage treachery. Slightly ironic then that my day job is a delivery driver. So yeah, kind of that is pretty much the epiphany of irony right there. Okay, 13 and a bit miles to go, passing one of the many lakes that we've seen throughout the course of the journey. If you've been looking left and right whilst we've been on our little crusade. I don't know why it's a crusade, it just is. There's nothing vaguely holy about it, but there we go, it's a crusade. It's a crusade to bring mail to those in need in the north. As without it, things would descend into complete anarchy, I'm sure. In other news, it is now raining in the real world. As I stare out of my window, I see little rain droplets on my window. And I didn't think it was supposed to rain today. I know it's supposed to be quite cloudy and windy, but I wasn't expecting a little pitter-patter of water droplets to be making their presence known on my window, but there we are. Hopefully it's just a light showering and nothing too heavy, otherwise it's going to completely scupper my plans for later on this evening. And for those of you who aren't watching this on the day it gets released and recorded, so I record and release these films on the same day, it's currently the 28th of June. It's 1:15 in the afternoon. Unfortunately, there's a particular song that quite reminiscent for this, and unfortunately it's not going to be the case. It's normally a case of it's going to be like a bright, sunshiny day. It's going to be a bright, sunshiny day. Sadly not. Eight and a bit miles to go. Eight miles to go, lad. Okay, so that's going to be our warning that we're coming up to a junction. If I drop it to 29%, should be okay. $225. So will do. Thank you. We'll shut that off completely. Small amount of braking. By the time I hit 55 miles an hour, I then should be able to put some power back into the system and continue our momentum. But we've got the 35 coming up anyhow, so that'll work quite nicely in my favour. Okay, so 70 miles an hour, that was a bit of a jolt we had going on there. Plenty of coal hoppers around. A site that sadly no longer exists. As I'm led to believe that all of the UK's power stations now no longer run on coal. Obviously, you've got nuclear power stations, you've got like biomass, but as far as I'm aware, there aren't that many, if any, now that do run on coal. There might be one or two left in the UK, but even then, I'm sure they're actually in the process of filtering out their coal. As obviously the UK and the world look to greener means of producing power. Now I am sure that during my journey I do come across that 2T5 set again at some stage. unless it's a different one, but I'm quite certain it's the same one. Interesting. There we go. Bring some life back into it. So there's a 225 set now leaving, bound for London King's Cross. Got some more postal cars here. We got a I don't actually know what livery that is for the 158. Is it West Yorkshire livery? I'm sure that was a thing. I knew you had like some sort of Metro North livery type of affair, but I'm sure there's like a West Yorkshire type of thing that they had going on at some point. And hey, presto. Right, shut her down, so I'm not going to be able to cook in the engine completely. Yes, I've completed the scenario successfully. Excellent. Okay, so I scored 1 point more than I did last time. Hey! Okay then, so that was that. Next time round, it's going to be on that section of the East Coast Mainline again. And it's going to be... Where is it? Is that what I did? Where is this one? I did complete that one, did I? York to Peterborough, calling at Doncaster and Grantham. And what was this one? Leeds to King's Cross from Doncaster to Peterborough, calling at all stations. That was the one. Yeah, that was the kiddie. Right, we're doing that next, then we're doing that one. And then after that, who knows? So, thank you all very much for watching. It is greatly appreciated. If you've enjoyed what you've seen today, then please do like and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment. I do get back to them as and when I get the chance to. And until next time, I shall see you all later. Take care, guys. Goodbye.